Alright, so I have the cockpit here, the Monogram orbiter. Actually, the seats are kind of nice. Got a control stick there, seat belts there, and with the Monogram orbiter you get just the mission commander and pilot seats, and you get a decent decal, but you don't get the decals for the side panels, and I would have to hand paint those or maybe copy the Revell decals and modify them for this. Since we've kind of messed up the windows here, I'm not going to bother with any of that. I'm just going to put this in here for a little bit of structural integrity. So I'm going to go ahead and just glue these seats in. You're not going to see anything unless you look through the top two windows in the orbiter, but I'll just go ahead and put these in just to do it, get it done with, and then go ahead and put these in the orbiter. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and put the payload bay in here. I've got the forward bulkhead. I got some tube glue in it already. Going to go ahead and put this in here. There we go. Much better. Okay, good. Take some Tanex here, run around the edge. You may notice that I don't have the cargo bay windows in. And that's because they're not really going to matter. The cargo bay is going to be closed, and the cockpit's going to be dark, so, and this is going to be covered, so it's not going to really matter. Okay, that's done. And drop the cargo bay in. And again, I'm not really too concerned about being messy here, because none of this is going to be visible. It's all there just to add some strength to the structure. Otherwise I could just leave it out. Okay, it's in. Okay, that bay's in there pretty solid, and it's added a whole lot of strength and weight to this. You'll see a big gap in here. If this were going to be open, I would be concerned about filling that, or taking a little bit more care of that seam. But since it's going to be closed, it doesn't matter. Let's take a look at the doors. Alright, we're back at it here, and as you can see, I have painted up the windows here. The first go around, there is some shrinkage. I'll sand this down and put another application on to try to smooth that out. Also, I've put on one of the payload bay doors. These don't really fit very well if you want to close them. They're obviously designed to be open. So I did a little bit of trimming here, and I've done that on both sides, and I'm getting ready to put on the starboard side payload door now. You can watch that. Little test fit here. Okay. And I actually had to shim these doors down a bit on the ends to get them to fit. Again, they're designed to be open to show the payload, and even though this particular kit's a stack, evidence all around is that this was designed initially as an orbiter on its own, and then the stack came along, and so it's not really engineered to be quite to go together quite smoothly as a stack. You have to do a little bit here and there. Put a little bit of tester tube glue along this edge here. Just a little bit. I'm mostly concerned about this top joint, and I can use putty on the sides to clean that up. Trying to be as careful as I can to make sure these doors are matched up. There's a little bit of a gap at the back. Trying to work with that as best I can. Again, when you're talking about large pieces that are under stress, Tanax is very, very good. Also, Plastruck. It's just Tanax dries a bit quicker. So now we got quite a bit to work with here. So I'm going to come back and put some Tanax on here. The more care we use now to get this fitting well, the less work we have to do later. Think of it, it might be helpful to use a rubber band to hold this in place. See a gap right here. Despite my best efforts, I'm gonna have to deal with that. Find a way to entertain myself here. Not sure if you can see this, but there's a little tab right here that you can basically hold the door shut with, and there's another one back here. We're going to try our best to get rid of those. Also, this window didn't go in quite flush. We're just going to go ahead and sand that over. And since we're using paint for the front, we're going to use paint for that too. At least it'll be consistent. So I'm going to let that sit for a few minutes, then come back and do some putty work.